we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, folks. I almost sneezed there. That's right, folks. Order now. Head over to mypillow.com. Thank you for tuning in. It is finally Friday, guys. We made it through another week. We got some interesting stuff to bring you today. We do got some fun Friday stuff. I don't know if it's fun or if it's clown world, but it's one or the other. So hope you sit back and enjoy. Thank you for being in the chat. If you could hit that like, share this out. Let me get over here really quick and say hi. Where's my mouse? There it is. Trina's in the house. Susan, Renee, Shelly Rose, Deb V. We got Starlawell over there. Carol Burton, Jan Garner, B. Mikey. Who else is coming in here? Paulette, how are you doing? Ampy Deb, how are you doing? I'm telling you, YouTube comments looking weird now on here. They must have did an update on the Rumble Studio. It's throwing me off. El Ralphie, how are you doing? Thank you guys for once again being in here. And we appreciate you all. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got some Clown World stuff. We got Mamdam has entered D.C. to visit Donald Trump. I just was watching a video of some people down there making videos, going into stores, filling up their cart and telling the cashier, thank you. What do you mean you got to pay for that? Nope. Mamdam got elected. Going up to taxi drivers. Say, I need to go to Central Park. Is it free? What do you mean it's not free? We just elected a communist. It should be free. So they're having fun with it down there. I guess you got to do something, man. I guess you got to do something under those circumstances. But we do have some comments that Trump made on the meeting. He did a radio show this morning. We'll talk about that some more. But before we do that, a restaurant worker near San Jose was seen slamming unprepared meat on the ground. Check out this video. Some of you might have already seen it. Let me pull this up here for you. I was hungry. I was till I seen Oh, he wiped it off, though. You see that? It's all good. There's different rules in different nationalities. See, I think us white folks have the 5-second rule. Theirs might be a little longer, but if you look, he's cleaning it off. Nothing to worry about. Look, he's picking off the stuff right there. I just tell you from it happening, this probably wasn't the first time, guys. This seems like a normal everyday practice. Well, that video did go pretty viral, and this is what this was posted by Kevin Dalton, and it was a couple pictures here, and take a look at what they do. It was faux love, for the love of a little extra dirt on your ribs, guys. Milpitas Faux Restaurant loved closed after viral video showing unsanitary meat. And it says, we are very sorry for our customers. We have to close today due to an issue involving one of our employees. Oh, man. And there it is. County of Santa Clara Department of Environmental closed. Closed. The previous inspection was on September 12th. But facility and equipment and insect and rodent control. So they also had some bugs in there, guys. I don't know how many people just ready for lunch now. Man, I see some stuff back in the day. A little Chinese restaurant locally who would do stuff like that. They had a little back patio, and it had like a fence that was like a blocker, and they would hang some of the food over the fence in the back. Ooh, that was a long time. That was like 20 years ago. How about this? I don't know. You guys might not know this, but I've brought it up a lot. We've drove by fast food, and so a lot of people are upset with the way that EBT is not only distributed. They want to cut down on EBT. They think there's a lot of waste, abuse, and fraud. The things that can be purchased, like you can literally have the best Halloween house when it comes to distributing candy. If you go and use your EBT card at Walmart and buy the big candy bars, they're like $2.49 now. You got $500 on your EBT card. You can pass one of those big boys out, the king size, to everybody that comes. And some people are like, listen, it's supposed to be for bare necessities. You want to get ground beef, chicken, rice, beans, vegetables, fruit, be my guest. But all this other stuff, that's not what it was intended for. Listen to this little article right here I want to put up.
Are your tax dollars paying for someone else's fast food order? Well, that's the question that's fueling a political firestorm. Reports show nearly $250 million a year in SNAP benefits are being spent on hot fast food meals in 9 states that allow it, mostly blue-led states like California, New York, and Illinois. Senator Joni Ernst is blasting the program, saying the N in SNAP stands for nutrition, not nuggets. She's now rolling out the Mixcuse Me Act, aiming to tighten who can use the restaurant meals program and where they can spend it. So we want to know what you think about this. Should you be able to use taxpayer-funded SNAP benefits for fast food? Let us know.
So we actually covered this many years ago. I want to say, and there was actually some people, I don't remember. I can't go back and look at all that. But again, Democrats use the victimhood mentality. So you don't want poor people to eat? No, they can eat. They just don't get to eat Taco Bell. Last night we had to, Caden had a school party this morning for Thanksgiving. Speaking of that, I think next week, obviously we have Thanksgiving. I'll probably be doing I might do more. But guaranteed one show a day, Monday through Wednesday, unless I go fishing with Caden. He's out of school all week. And if the weather holds up, I just want to go out, take him early morning. Might do a afternoon stream, but mostly Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be our schedule next week for one show a day. So I can have time to hang out with him and play the next playground that we've been playing. I love that game. It's awesome. But he had a little party today because he'll be out of school next week. And so we had to go to the store to get some apples. He had to take apples to school today. And so we're driving out of the parking lot and Rachel points out, she's like, oh, look, EBT, the Taco Bell. And this Taco Bell in the past hasn't had the sign, but it has a brand new "We accept EBT" sign. And I was like, dang, that, But again, the argument is, and this is what it is you're a racist bigot if you think it should only be used on nutrition style products. If you think it should be like chicken, rice, beans, vegetables, and fruit, you are a bad person. And to let you know, that's what they'll tell you. So this fight, I think we can win this fight this time. But they need to limit what people can buy. They need to limit what people can buy with that. And like I said, if you're on hard times and your child's having their third birthday and the company you worked for shut down and you're trying to survive and you just can't right there, let's give them a hand up. And yeah, you should be able to go in there and get a 9-inch birthday cake or whatever they are so your kid can celebrate birthday. That doesn't mean that you can go out and get EBT and set up at your local flea market and buy 40 of those birthday cakes and then turn around and sell them at $5 a slice, which happens all the time. Many of the people and vendors at these places, they use their EBT to keep their business open. How about this? Another LSE campus. This one says physically assaulted at the Turning Point stand on the LSE campus. We were simply trying to debate, yet several masked men kept approaching throughout, doing everything they could to shut down fair discussion. And just look at what these people are wearing. They at some point, you want to take my property, they should just get like a gangster punch to the grill. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to show you. Enough putting up with this terrorism.
Fuck you. You arrest women. Fuck you. They shouldn't be allowed.
You're on camera.
Just honestly, if you look at them, white, soy, daddy raised a coward style people, and I promise you, a good right hook to any of them for violating your First Amendment rights, they will never do it again. I promise you, they'll crack like an egg.
That's my property, my friend. Well, I think we should stay here just to see what happens.
This is Turning Point UK.
Well, this is fun. Well, I honestly think that if they're just going to do this, I think it's fine. Listen, I'm not going to fall into intimidation. If it is literally just a couple of bullied students, I'm not going to do anything physically. However, I can handle it. You're legitimizing this understanding that they can just do this. I think you're stepping on my property, so I would ask that you don't do that. But look, the law IQ chimps, the ones that are unfortunately,
Please do not call people that.
Well, don't protest the speaking event. So, for the intimidating woman with a ballion, do you want to speak on why? Yes.
The
one you're talking
about. Off of campus.
Be a traditional man and stop being afraid of women. Pardon? Well, this is good fun. Section 14 of the Public Order Act. So not dispersing during a protest, and it was given a no further action.
Doxer and you harass women.
How am I doxer? What women have I harassed? Find me the woman.
They always say that you harass women, you beat women, you're doxing, you're a doxer. When they come running up to you to put their face in your camera.
What woman have I harassed?
I knew
Pardon?
you were an incel.
That is my real name. That was just a stage name I used to go by. But my real name is very publicly open to the public. I've said it on many occasions. My name is Gregory Thomas Mackay Moffat. But I go by Young Bob.
We're trying to do. Yeah.
So look, and get NFA'd again. So look, I'm not trying to be petty here. It seems like you are. I'm just trying to engage in a genuine discussion.
We do not engage with Nazis. We do not engage with fascists.
Oh, he's a Nazi now. He's a Nazi now.
Fascists of our campus.
Why?
Fascists of our campus. We do not engage with fascists.
Keep a distance.
Yeah, I'll try to.
Keep it there.
However, I think it's fair to try and have a discussion with these people. Well, because I have respect for my elders, unlike you people.
Just insane, guys. Just insane. But we got some good stuff coming up. This is another kind of clown world thing I've seen, and I'm glad they're doing it. And people are outraged. A Denver health inspector was caught pouring Clorox bleach after a food vendor had been more numerous times. It says, according to the owner, about 100 pounds of food was thrown out. The city of Denver is defending the move, saying they had been issuing warnings and citations for weeks. Take a look at this. Again, these illegal street vendors. Again, some of this food that they're pouring bleach on probably paid for by your tax dollars. I think they should do more of that. I think they should confiscate the stoves or whatever else they have out there. This is a real big problem. You know, it's funny. The left is like, oh, this is harassment. A lot of these street vendors are much worse than COVID, sweetheart. The thing you were wearing a mask and locked in your house and waving at your parents and grandparents through your front window when they drove by. You know, a lot of foodborne illnesses and stuff. But because these people are usually illegal aliens, especially in that area, we have to be special to them. We have to be special. Now, I think the next one is interesting. This is going around now. You know, there's a lot of racists, guys. And, of course, Jasmine Crockett will be the victim. And this is the new, I don't know, the new cry, if you will. This person tweeted this out, and then we got a statement from Jasmine Crockett. But listen to how vague they talk about this. So let me put this up on the board for you. It says Rep. Jasmine Crockett said someone showed up to her D.C. office today and made white supremacist threats. Capitol Police had to intervene. This was hours after Trump said Democrats in Congress should be executed. See how they're trying to play this? All in the same. Jasmine Crockett was just called out on The View for her horrific lies and making up stories when Democrats are looking bad over the Epstein scandal. It says, today, an individual showed up at my D.C. office and made white supremacist threats and hand gestures. Everyone is safe, and I want to thank Capitol Police for their swift response. But let me be crystal clear. This cannot become the norm. We are living in a time where political violence is fueled from the very top. When the president of the United States spread hate and lies, when he targets his political opponents, when he open calls for the death of sitting members of Congress, he is putting a literal target on her back. The president should be committed unity. She should say committed to unity but she missed the 2. Says, not more division. Some folks have questioned why I need security. This is why. Every time I speak truth, stand up for my constituents, or call out corruptions, the threats get louder and more dangerous. I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. I will continue to show up for the people. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Now, I looked, and I know in the age of 2025, everybody has a phone, everybody has a camera. It's kind of interesting that you're going to say they made white supremacist threats. What is a white supremacist threat? And then a hand gesture, threats and hand gesture. Did he go like this? Everything's okay. And now we're going back to that's a white supremacist thing. I mean, really, this whole thing looks like it's a hoax. She put it out on this little thing too with a purple background. And again, I don't think anybody, even CNN's probably going to question this, because they called her out. They played her video the other day and said, well, you said that Jeffrey Epstein donated to Lee Zeldin. And, well, I didn't say that, Jeffrey Epstein. I said, you know what I mean? Play the word games. You are beyond disgust. And just so some of you guys know, Lee Zeldin was actually on the PBD podcast yesterday. And I listened to it, and I liked a lot of what I heard. And I know some of, not just our party, but every time they see a cloud in the sky, it somehow makes our party look bad. By everything is cloud seeding. Everything. Well, if you go watch that video, he explains it pretty well. He talks about the 9 states where they're actually doing cloud seeding. Who can do it, what can be done. But he does mention, we're never going to get anywhere with the weather manipulation. They do it in California. If we have the people that are just out here making up crazy stories that are unbelievable, so that we can't talk about the actual problem with the manipulation of weather. And he talks about it. That was on the PBD podcast. So I would encourage people to go watch. I liked it. How about this? Another illegal alien. This is in Smyrna Beach. Illegal alien from Finland. They're from everywhere, guys. They're from everywhere. Take a look at this. Tell you we had some Clown World stuff. Let me pull this up right here.
My property! I'm not in your property.
She says Nina began yelling at her, telling her to put a leash on the dog.
I was just really shocked. I was just really shocked, and I didn't really know how to react to it.
Before allegedly throwing coffee at Ponce and then Kelly while she was holding her son.
So you're gonna throw coffee on an 11-month-old baby?
Everybody,
I might be able to call the cops.
call them.
Yeah, I will.
This is your neighbor, everybody.
911 was called, though Jaskalainen was the one arrested.
What happened?
Charged with 2 counts of battery.
You have the right to remain silent.
According to the sheriff's office, she's an illegal immigrant out of Finland. With these charges, she could be deported.
Deport, guys. They do it to themselves. And I thought, I tell you that I'm looking at that property. That is a pretty nice property. Like, I wouldn't mind to have that as a vacation home in Smyrna Beach. Not doing too bad for somebody that's just here picking vegetables, huh? Because they don't have time to assault people. They don't have time to break the law. Illegal aliens do not commit crimes. We've heard it forever. That was the talking point of Democrats for years. Well, it turns out, I guess one of them did. And I hope Tom Homan and ICE is watching that. Another interesting update for today. Bill and Hillary Clinton are officially facing contempt of Congress proceedings if they refuse deposition next month for their ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Rep. Comer came out and said further delays aren't acceptable given the Epstein ties. Avoiding Congress would be in defiance of subpoenas and warrant contempt proceedings. Now, this is an actual investigation. This isn't like the fake J6 sham committee where they destroyed all the evidence. So you had Steve Bannon go to jail. How is Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton above the law? Lots going to come out, guys. Woo, Bill, Cigar Bill. Cigar Bill. I mean, we've known it. He's been a pervert for a long time. And, you could be a pervert, just not with minors, right? You could be a pervert. There are kind of women that are perverts out there. Go out to the bar. Go out to the bar. Now, this one I like a little. Attorney General Rob Bonta. We told you yesterday, we played a little news story. I think that one was from KCRA, that he's used almost $500,000 of campaign money for legal fees, supposedly for an investigation that he wasn't tied to, right? That's what they were saying. Well, he spent that much money to clear his name. Take a listen to this. Boy, there was some blackmail going on. This is huge. This is Attorney General of California, the one that, I'm sure was promoting the trans stuff yesterday and is suing school districts when they tell the parents if their child is having a mental health condition. Yeah, that Rob Bonta. Let's take a look at this. This is insane. I think this is my favorite story of the day.
A defendant in the bribery and corruption case surrounding former Oakland Mayor Sheng Tao allegedly took a secret video of California Attorney General Rob.
A secret video? What does that video include?
Bonta. That is just one of the explosive accusations in a letter obtained by the ABC 7 News I-team that appears to have sped up the FBI investigation. Good evening. I'm Amma Dates.
I'm Dan Ashley. Thanks for joining us here. The I-team's Dan Noyes is investigating all of this and is here with the latest. Dan.
Well, Dan and Amma, this letter may also help to explain why the Attorney General spent $468,000 of campaign contributions on legal fees to help him deal with FBI investigators. I want to emphasize that Rob Bonta has not been charged in this case, and there's no indication he is a suspect. In the letter dated May 9th, 2024, to Attorney General Rob Bonta, Mario Juarez writes about his business partners from Oakland-based California Waste Solutions. I have firsthand knowledge of various criminal activities perpetrated by the DeWong family, including money laundering, illegal political donations, falsification of contracts, and exploitation of straw donors. These activities extend to facilitating prostitution for elected officials, including minors.
Rob Bonta, Attorney General, knew far more of what was going on in this investigation with the DeWongs than any of us knew.
Stephen Tavares runs the political Substack East Bay Insiders. He first broke news of the Juarez letter, and I obtained it from another source.
The letter shows that Mario was despondent and that he was basically going to get back retribution against the DeWongs.
Mario Juarez was partners with David and Andy DeWong in Evolutionary Homes, a company that converted shipping containers to housing for the homeless. But Juarez writes that on May 3rd, 2024, the DeWongs locked him out of the showroom on the Oakland waterfront and that they ordered an attack by a group of armed men. Quote, I was threatened with firearms and a knife, assaulted and robbed of personal belongings, including a gold chain and Rolex watch. The I-team obtained these photos showing Juarez's injuries, his swollen face and head. He goes on to say he was coerced into delivering an apology to David DeWong, while Andy and Christina DeWong recorded the interaction. Then, just 1 month later,
and he starts shooting back, like firing back. Pa, 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 pa.
Juarez got into a shootout with men who broke into his SUV. Tavares believes it's no coincidence that just days later, the FBI raided the homes of David and Andy DeWong and of then Oakland Mayor Sheng Tao and her partner, Andre Jones.
11 days later, the raids happen. It strongly suggests that the FBI had found Mario Juarez, made him the star witness. When this got out that he was cooperating, they moved quick.
Some of what Mario Juarez wrote in that letter appears in the federal bribery and corruption indictment. His name isn't there, but he's believed to be listed as co-conspirator one. Wilson Young is a former federal prosecutor.
It is interesting that this letter came out, more than a year ago now, and some of its allegations seem to have been proven sufficiently correct so that the feds are willing to take action on some of them.
Lawyers for Andy DeWong emailed me that he vigorously denies the baseless allegations in this letter. David DeWong's lawyers say he strongly denies them. They both argue that Juarez has credibility issues and cannot be believed. Dan Newman, spokesperson for Bonta's re-election campaign, confirms the Attorney General received the letter and forwarded it to the FBI. Juarez also wrote, Bonta should know that Andy DeWong in particular has a recording of you in a compromising situation.
Check that out. So our own Attorney General in a compromising situation, and they just said that they facilitated underage girls for politicians. This family did.
And that he routinely engages in entertaining elected and other officials to extract recordings without their knowledge for later use in blackmail circumstances.
A recording of him in a compromising situation, although it's uncertain what that means, it's also uncertain whether that's true. So there's a lot of questions that this letter prompts.
The spokesman for Rob Bonta tells me the Attorney General is not concerned about that report of a compromising video and says Mario Juarez wrote that letter as a desperate guy at a desperate moment with walls closing in.
Rob Bonta, I'm going to tell you right now, guilty. That man is trash. That man, I would love to have that video. I guarantee if I had that video right now, if someone sent me that video right now, the FBI, the California Department of Justice, who Rob Bonta oversees, would be at my house again. These people are just insane. Kevin Dalton posted this. I mean, look how many times Rob Bonta was being wined and dined by these people. These are just a couple pictures. Says it's starting to make a little more sense. While California Attorney General Rob Bonta would spend nearly $500,000 on legal fees for a federal investigation he isn't involved with. He used his campaign. People are sending him campaign donations, and he has nothing to worry about, guys. Is that because $500,000 will buy you nothing to worry about? What's on that compromising video, Rob Bonta? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Oh. How about this one? Breaking. This was breaking news today, and we covered this when it happened. It says an Ohio officer is acquitted of murder in the 2023 shooting death of a pregnant black mother in a parking lot. Now, when this happened, all we heard was it was racist. This is bad cops. It was all recorded. But this was a CBS News article, and I don't know how many of you, this was a shoplifter. The police were trying to detain this person, and she hit the gas when an officer was in front of her vehicle. I went back and looked for that video and found it. This one was posted September 2nd. This is body camera number 1. And just take a look at this. Doesn't show the whole thing.
1828. Get out of the car. Then get out. No. Get
1828. Hold on. I'm going to tell you there's lawful orders given. Pull this up. There's lawful orders given. You have an officer in front of the vehicle and one at the window.
Do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out. No. Then get out. Get out of the car. 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 Shots fired. Shots fired. Stop the car. Stop. Car. Hey, stop. Hey, out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car.
What?
Out of the car.
For what?
They said your soul stuff, do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out. No, then get out. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Now, I didn't go back and look, but I'm sure millions of dollars were used to try to prosecute that officer. I'm sure. Let me actually pull that up and see how long if it shows me how long the trial lasted. An Ohio officer who shot and killed a pregnant black mother in a supermarket parking lot after and I don't care if she's black, brown, purple, orange, or white. When when police are called to a situation and they are legally can detain you, you might not like that. That's just the law. You need to follow orders. It says a black mother in a supermarket parking lot after she was accused of shoplifting has been acquitted of all charges, including murder, after multiple days of deliberation. Blendon Township police officer Connor Grubb could have faced up to life in prison. The court was silent as the verdict was read aloud by the judge on Friday. Grubb appeared stalwart while Young's grandmother, who is raising her two sons, collapsed into sobs at the decision. She could be heard shouting, "It's not right. It's not right." Let's see. She was pregnant and she was still in alcohol. She partially lowered the window. Jurors were shown the body cam video and heard expert testimony during the two. It's not saying. Yeah, I was hoping it would say how much, but millions of dollars went. But I always say this, guys. I have been detained numerous times. I've done a lot of things. When especially with what we're doing, how many times, like when people call and they'll put a description of us out there like we're the bad guy, even after a live stream, and we'll get pulled over or something like that. Hey, I ain't got nothing to hide. I didn't go steal no alcohol. I don't drink. Just do the right thing. Do the right thing. But that was that information. How about this? Yesterday, we covered what everybody's still talking about. Trump is trying to kill his political opposition. So we had some people who, by every definition, committed sedition. And they're telling our folks that, hey, pretty much insinuating that Trump has gave unlawful orders to our military and our intelligence agencies and to disobey Trump's orders. It was amazing. And then I want to see, as things started coming out, and now there's attorneys involved saying this could possibly be sedition. We read the definition of sedition yesterday. US, what was it, 18 USC? I don't remember what it was. Listen to Rep Jason Crow. A little change in tune here. Listen to this. Listen to this. Maybe a little worried.
Saying that there was not necessarily any particular precipitating event. There is no specific thing out there that made you decide now is the right time?
That's right. To be clear, we are not calling on folks right now to disobey any type of unlawful order.
What? Listen to this again. Listen to this again.
So are you saying that there was not necessarily any particular precipitating event? There is no specific thing out there that made you decide now is the right time?
That's right. To be clear, we are not calling on folks right now to disobey any type of unlawful order.
What a change from the video you all made. What a change, huh? This is hilarious. And remember, This was him just
that
the other day.
he's implying that he might do something that they wouldn't want to uphold or follow. What law are you talking about that's being broken? And then you said that he's implying that he might do something that they wouldn't want to uphold or follow through with in the future. What are you talking about specifically?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. Well, number one, the protests at Lafayette Square in the first Trump administration, where he said, "Can't you just shoot them? Can't you just shoot them in the legs or something?" That's his direct quote. And of course, the then chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
That was not a military order. That was a comment. That's not a military order.
When that's coming from the president of the United States to your generals, don't you think that's a request? That's
I'm asking specifically right now what you're talking about.
Yeah, number two, he's also threatened to send the military into Chicago and other cities to, quote, go to war with those cities. Right? That is a very, very disturbing thing. Number three, he's also alluded to sending troops to polling stations, which is actually a violation of U.S. law.
So again, he hasn't done anything. They wanted to put out a video because we got to make Trump look bad. The Epstein files are about ready to come out. It's going to ping a lot of Democrats and some Republicans. And we've been saying Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. We didn't say it for 4 years when we had Joe Biden in there and we had an auto pin that could get anything done. And now they're feeling the backlash. Trump made a comment on this too. I think I have Trump's audio here in a minute, but listen to this.
Congresswoman
This
or any
is,
other.
Maggie Goodland. Listen to how she struggles. Whether, they're going to, members of the military, have they told you they've been given unlawful orders? She can't say, yes, they have, because she'll be called in front of a committee and she's going to have to answer for this. And she knows this is kind of like when you unwrap something and it's not what you wanted. You wanted to get Trump. We got to make Trump look bad. We don't care about the affordability of your household. We might say that on CNN talking points, but that's not what we're doing. We're trying to obstruct Trump. We're trying to make the Trump administration look bad. We're trying to do everything we can to stop his policies that will and are working when allowed to be put in place. Take a look at this. These people.
Have you, Congresswoman, or any other of these Democratic members of Congress heard directly from members of the U.S. military or the broader national security community who believe they've been given unlawful orders?
Well, what I'd say is I have heard from service members, and I have heard from service members, and this is all a matter of public record. What we see is an uptick of.
I have. No, that's not what he asked you. Every sitting member of Congress hears from military people. I hear from them. They email me. That's a little different than what the question was. What was the question?
Or any other of these Democratic members of Congress heard directly from members of the U.S. military or the broader national security community who believe they've been given unlawful orders?
Well, what I'd say is I have heard from service members, and I have heard from service members, and this is all a matter of public record. What we see is an uptick of concern from the men and women who are serving in uniform about the legality of orders that are being given. And
have you, Congress?
Sounds a little different, huh? I mean, of course, they tried to twist it. They used their arm of the media, CNN and MSNBC, that Trump's calling for the execution. No, he's calling for justice. If that's what you did, the punishment for sedition. We don't hold politicians accountable. We haven't done it for a very long time. That's why this country's where it is. I guarantee you do that. You do hold them accountable a couple times. People are going to think twice about what they're doing. Guaranteed. This was Trump on the Brian Kilmeade audio show. I want you to listen to this about what he says about the senators and stuff that were part of that. Listen.
Well, if you look at sedition, if you look at that type of, that's a very strong form of being a traitor. That's a terrible thing to say. I must tell you, I heard it, and I thought it was some kind of a comedy situation. It was some kind of a skit, and because I couldn't believe that they'd say it. And I watched Democrat congressmen and one Democrat senator yesterday on one of the shows. Didn't even want to discuss it. They said, whoa, don't get me into that one. They don't want to get into it. That is a really serious charge. I'll tell you what they said is, and it was, I mean, I don't know about the modern day things because, modern day is a lot softer. But in the old days, if you said a thing like that, that was punishable by death.
Yeah, but you're not threatening them. A lot of people are interpreting there's a threat and there's security.
Well, I'm not threatening them, but I think they're in serious trouble. I would say they're in serious trouble. I'm not threatening death, but I think they're in serious trouble. In the old days, it was death.
Do you worry, Mr. President?
Seditious behavior.
Do you worry
that was a big deal.
Do you worry
Today, nothing's a big deal. Today's a different world. Okay, it's a softer, it's a meeker, milder world. But I will say this: I think what they did is really bad. The hatred is pretty strong. But what they say, essentially, don't follow the orders of the president of the United States.
So
to the military.
Do you worry that some of your guys are going to say no?
Young privates and young corporals and young sergeants, and they're not scholars necessarily. There might be a few, frankly, but they're not scholars. They don't, study the Constitution, et cetera, et cetera. They know that. So these are people. These are bad people. These are people that, in my opinion, broke the law. Now, what happens to them, I can't tell you, but they broke the law. That is a terrible statement. I can say if I ever said that, and there were a Democrat as president, all hell would have broken loose.
Amen.
And it has broken loose. I have had more calls from people, even Democrats, saying what a horrible thing that was.
Yep. And I mean, it doesn't surprise any of us. This is the tactics the Democrat Party has used. There is no loyalty. One thing that's being mentioned and being thrown, some of those people, I think they were all former service members that made the call for the sedition. And people are calling on Secretary of War to go back and pull their rankings and pull their honorable discharges, or however they do that. I'm no expert in that field, but I wouldn't doubt something like that might just be coming. All those years of service to be a traitor on your country, that's insane. That's insane. And big shout out to Krista. I don't know if Krista's in here or not. Krista, I just got your notification. Krista donated to the Oreo Army. Thank you so much, Krista, and thank you for your continued support. Thank you for the blessings. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Breaking. Communist Zoran Mamdam has arrived in Washington, D.C. This was a couple hours ago. And then they also play a little bit of video from his same radio interview right there. Take a look at this.
Moments ago, New York City Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani arrived in Washington, D.C., already being asked for selfies. That is ahead of today's meeting with President Trump. The president also making some news. He previewed the sit-down on Brian Kilmeade's radio show. He said it might be less hostile than people expect.
Well, I was hitting him a little hard, too, in all fairness. I don't know exactly what he means by turn the volume up, because turn the volume up, he has to be careful when he says that to me. I mean, he was very nice in calling, as you know, and we're going to have a meeting. I guess we meet at 3 o'clock today.
So that's in 40 minutes from now they will be meeting, and then here is some more.
Nobody wants to keep them, but I'll have that discussion with.
What do you expect when you meet him face to face?
Well, I don't really know. He's got a different philosophy. He's a little bit different. I give him a lot of credit for the run. They did a successful run, and we all know that runs are not easy. But I think we'll get along fine. Look, we're looking for the same thing. We want to make New York strong, and there's such a different philosophy. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know over the next year, Brian. Okay.
So I know sometimes when you go to sit down with you, Mr. President, sometimes you'll whip out a list and you'll say, "Did you say this about me in the past?" I know Pierce Morgan has said that. This is something that might be on your list that he said about you after he won, by the way. Cut 3.
This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
So it was a little bit of an in your face when a time he should usually, after a victory speech, be kind of magnanimous. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I was hitting him a little hard, too, in all fairness. I was, hard to be totally friendly toward the opponent. His opponent wasn't. He had some interesting opponents. But he ran a good race. I don't know exactly what he means by turn the volume up, because turn the volume up, he has to be careful when he says that to me. But nobody really was able. I said, what does that mean, turn the volume up? Does that mean let's go at it?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, he was very nice in calling, as you know, and we're going to have a meeting. I guess we meet at 3 o'clock today. And I think it's going to be quite civil. We'll find out. You'll be the first to know.
I know. We'll see it at 3 o'clock. Will you open up the doors to the press after?
I think so. I mean, it's fine with me. I would think so. He's a politician, so I don't think he has a problem. The one thing I noticed about politicians, the answer is always yes, other than with Biden.
So one thing
Biden,
he did say,
Biden didn't open up doors to his brain.
There's one thing he does say that probably won't be great. He says, I never go back to the days when Eric Adams would go on national television and open the door for the NYPD handling civil immigration enforcement. He doesn't expect cooperation between the NYPD and ICE. That's got to be disappointing.
Well, we're going to be talking about it. I just can't imagine that where you have hardcore criminals. This is about criminals. You can make a case the other way, having to do with others. But, when you have a murderer, when you have a known murderer, a known rapist, a known whatever it is, drug dealers all over the place, I can't imagine that anybody wants to keep them. But I'll have that discussion with them today. Absolutely.
What do you expect when you meet?
That was that moment there. And it's going to be interesting. Obviously, they're meeting in 36 minutes. So we'll have to see how that goes and how things go there. What's this? Hold on, let me look at some. Oh, not that one. Before we move on really quick, check it out. Let's put this on the air really quick. Let's see. Is it going to let me? Didn't pop up, so I don't know. Failed to accept campaign. It's trying to do, did it move away? Sorry. I'm looking at these really quick. Before we move on, for some reason, it's not working today. We'll try that again here in a little while. Trying to pay the bills over here with an ad. It's not letting me. All right. So let's move on. We'll give you updates. We'll talk about it tonight while we are. If you guys have forgotten, some of you guys got short-term memory loss. I don't know why. We will be getting a car. We're picking up the rental car shortly after the live stream here in about 45 minutes. And we are going to be chasing police calls tonight. We will be out there in the Fresno area. It might lead us to Clovis, but in the Fresno area. So make sure you join us this afternoon, this evening. We will be live and we will be chasing police calls. So I want to thank everybody who's helped us out and donated so that we can go do this. And hopefully we raise some money tonight to get some bills paid. That would be awesome. Hopefully it's a good night. Hopefully we get some great calls. It is a Friday night. Looks like the rain is going to stay away. So we'll see how that goes. How about this one? It's not often. Again, we've seen it a few times where legacy media does call out Democrats or at least questions them on things, and they're just not used to it. Hakeem Jeffries right here was not happy. Take a listen to this. We know about the healthcare scandal. We know about how Democrats shut down the government. We know about all that. And we know that they're not looking for a solution. They're looking for everything to be chaotic so they could just say it's Trump's fault. And listen to this. Put this up here.
If this is something that you want to satiate, if you want to get done, you are going to need at least some Republicans to come over. Why not start with a 1-year extension or potentially even a 2-year extension?
Well, Leader Schumer offered a 1-year extension in the context of trying to end the Trump Republican shutdown.
Yeah, that's different. But I'm talking about what you have now. Let's not go back to what's done in the past and what has not been extended. If you want to get something that has actually done, you need to do something that will have bipartisan.
You can ask me the question. You can ask me the question. I'll provide the answer.
Answer the question instead of going back.
I'll provide the answer. No. I'm providing.
I just love this. We got to watch this part again, and then we'll watch the whole thing. Again, it's got to be under his directive and his narrative. He needs to control the conversation because his lies and what he's trying to manipulate in the minds of Americans watching this, and it's not working.
If this is something that you want to satiate, if you want to get done, you are going to need at least some Republicans to come over. Why not start with a 1-year extension or potentially even a 2-year extension?
Well, Leader Schumer offered a 1-year extension in the context of trying to end the Trump Republican shutdown.
Yeah, that's different. But I'm talking about what you have now. Let's not go back to what's done in the past and what has not been extended. If you want to get something that has actually done, you need to do something that will have bipartisan.
You can ask me the question. You can ask me the question. I'll provide the answer.
Answer the question instead of going back.
I'll provide the answer. No. I'm providing an answer in order to provide context. Republicans have repeatedly
look at her
refused to take yes for an answer. It was a very context. Republicans have repeatedly refused to take yes for an answer. It was a very reasonable multi-year extension that was offered. It was a 1-year straight extension plus a multi-year process through a bipartisan commission to more permanently resolve the Affordable Care Act issue. So having that context is absolutely important, regardless of what you may think.
It's important context to make me realize that I don't think you want to get a deal done. I think this is something where you'd like to see the rates go higher and allow the Republicans to hang themselves with that. Is that the answer?
That's absolutely a ridiculous assertion. And really, shame on you.
3 years is not going to get passed, so what do you do?
Shame on you for saying that.
Oh my God, this was epic. This was probably other than Rob Bonta having incriminating evidence on him. And that's why he used the $500,000 in a loss in an investigation he's not even part of. This was exactly it. We're going to obstruct the Republicans. We want people to lose their health care. We want it to get more expensive. We're not going to work with Democrats. She called it. And I love the eye roll right there. Take a look. Just listen to the
answer. No. I'm providing an answer in order to provide context. Republicans have repeatedly refused to take yes for an answer. It was a very reasonable multi-year extension that was offered. It was a 1-year straight extension plus a multi-year process through a bipartisan commission to more permanently resolve the Affordable Care Act issue. So having that context is absolutely important, regardless of what you may think.
It's important context to make me realize that I don't think you want to get a deal done. I think this is something where you'd like to see the rates go higher and allow the Republicans to hang themselves with that. Is that the answer?
That's absolutely a ridiculous assertion.
It is 100% factual. Guaranteed, man. That was great. We've been covering a lot of this. We're going to cover another one today. But over the since the Trump administration's been in, we have covered more drug busts by the FBI and DEA and partnering with local communities. And here was just another one. Take a look at this one right here. This is epic. This was from FBI Boston. It says FBI Boston's North Shore Gang Task Force and arrested Arias Arvelo Gonzalez, a member of the La Culebra drug trafficking organization, today for conspiring to manufacture and distribute counterfeit pills in Lawrence, Massachusetts. We seized over 2 kilos of suspected drugs, a pill press, and cash. Look at all this stuff I mean, we didn't see this under Biden. Man, look at all those things, all those drugs that would have hit the streets. That is something to be really proud of. I think you're going to see, starting next year, you're going to see the effects of all this. Less drugs on the streets is what we're seeing now, and there'll be an effect. Raise the price up. Your first pill won't be $5. It'll be a little bit more. Maybe people say, I ain't got to spend that much money on that stuff to try it out. I don't know, but I hope so. Gregory Bovino, Border Patrol Commander, puts this out and says, and this, folks, is why we are on North Carolina. And it was a video from Homeland Security. Jordan Renato Castillo Chavez was released after North Carolina authorities failed to honor the ICE detainer. And it says Castillo Chavez, a criminal illegal alien from Costa Rica, was arrested for an indecent liberties with a child, first-degree sexual exploitation of a mild, attempted statutory sexual offense with a child less than 15 years old, and solicitation of a child by a computer. Take a listen to this. This is sanctuary policies. This is what they do, guys.
Know until this week that the suspect was not a U.S. citizen. Now that she does, she believes justice is deportation.
It's hurtful that my child is a victim and they have this person and let him go.
Farmisha Rose says her daughter was 13 years old when she met this man, 29-year-old Jordan Castillo Chavez. Rose found out when she looked at her daughter's phone.
And then there was this message from this guy. I'm like, who is this? And she's like, oh, that's my friend. I just met him online. And I looked at the messages. There were photos. There were messages that indicated like he was coming to pick her up. And I immediately just like dropped, like I fainted, like this is not happening right now.
In March, Pineville police charged Castillo Chavez with indecent liberties and other sex-related charges. He has since bonded out. This week, Customs and Border Protection named Castillo Chavez of Costa Rica as one of the worst criminal illegal aliens, blaming his release on a failed ICE detainer. I asked the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office to respond. They said ICE made a request for advance notification of his release, but said the
sorry. God, I hate
like I fainted, like this is not happening right now.
In March, Pineville police charged Castillo Chavez with indecent liberties and other sex-related charges. He has since bonded out. This week, Customs and Border Protection named Castillo Chavez of Costa Rica as one of the worst criminal illegal aliens, blaming his release on a failed ICE detainer. I asked the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office to respond. They said ICE made a request for advance notification of his release, but said the agency did not issue an ICE detainer. The Sheriff's Office said they did not notify ICE when Castillo Chavez bonded out because they weren't legally required.
This is serious.
Rose says her own father had committed a crime in the U.S. and was deported back to his country years ago, so she understands the impact and believes it's what Castillo Chavez deserves too.
We need justice. He needs to go. And they need to enforce it.
It's just amazing, man. When you think of the United States and you just think that we've gone so far away from protecting our homeland, protecting our own citizens, and these Democrat policies, these sanctuary cities, these sanctuary states just continue to make victims out of people here. And it's horrible. How about this one? I seen this one. I think we got two of these right here. It says an on-duty Long Island postal worker arrested for helping an illegal alien escape ICE. This is good stuff. Charge them. Put them in jail. It says Tamara Wong ripped open a door of a federal vehicle in front of the post office and told a handcuffed detainee to run for it.
That's the worker on Long Island in court this afternoon, accused of helping a man escape from ICE custody while she was in uniform. Prosecutors say Tamara Mayorga Wang confronted officers when they were detaining the man, then opened a door on their vehicle and told the man to run. The incident happened outside a 7-Eleven near the West Hampton post office 2 weeks ago. The man was caught after a chase. Mayorga Wang was also taken into custody. ICE agents say they had to forcibly remove her from her own car.
I mean, I think 3 years in jail is fair for that. Give you a lot of time to think about it. I don't know. We got another one right here. Who remembers Jonathan Thomas of North Carolina, who threatened to mass murder ICE and Border Patrol agents by saying he would shoot them all and turn them into Swiss cheese? Well, he just pleaded guilty in federal court. He faces up to 10 years in prison, guys. Take a listen to this.
Affidavit details allegations the North Carolina native called the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department last week, told officers he's a veteran, and then threatened to kill ICE agents and CMPD officers if immigration-related arrests continue. The document includes Thomas's alleged threat to come to Charlotte with body armor, ammunition, and night vision devices to kill law enforcement officers if he saw them making ICE arrests along Albemarle Road. He allegedly threatened to shoot them all if he saw any more arrests happen, and that he would Swiss cheese the officers. Investigators believe he was referencing the May 12th ICE arrests on Albemarle Road near a CMS campus.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
I tried calling the number investigators say Thomas used to contact CMPD, but was sent to voicemail. The affidavit explains additional threats, including claims Thomas had explosives around his house, saying, "If you feel like getting a warrant for anything I've said today, I hope it's worth somebody's life." Thomas has said.
That's the find out. He's entered the find out stage. This is what Democrats' rhetoric has brought into the United States. They know when they say things that it entices these people to do this, and it's just crazy. Last week we covered, was it last week? I think it was last week, or over the weekend, we covered the fact that Mexico had an uprising. There is people there that are calling on the president of Mexico to fight against the cartels. More and more people seem to be standing. This says Mexico Deputy Raul Torres with the National Action Party called for greater collaboration between the U.S. and Mexico to end the narco state. Then he placed a sign in front of him that said, "Make Mexico safe again," and ended his speech by doing the Trump dance. This is in Mexico, folks.
Nada más. Les pido
a narco. Let me put this up here. This was epic.
State, and there's a lot of Mexico. Diputado, si nos puede ayudar. Le pido a todos los. Ya faltan 10 oradores, nada más. Les pido, por favor, a todos, respeto a los tribunos.
A narco state up that says, and there's a lot of safe again. We're going to see a lot of civil unrest in Mexico, as we've seen for a little while. Again, you got a narco president who's in bed with the cartels, won't do anything to change that. And then Julio Rosas, who posted that, also posted this video for Frontlines. It says tens of thousands of Mexicans have taken to the street in more than 50 cities, fed up with the government corruption and the cartel control. Take a look at this.
His death, a lot of people are upset.
Put this up here.
All right, guys, Julio Rosas here with Frontlines. We are in Mexico City right now. There is a big protest, not just here in the capital, but in cities across Mexico. They're voicing opposition to the power that the cartels have here in Mexico. This is in the aftermath of the assassination of Carlos Manso over in Michoacan. He was a mayor that was very outspoken against cartel violence and very outspoken against President Claudia Sheinbaum, saying that she did not do enough to take on the cartels. In the aftermath of his death, a lot of people are upset. A lot of Mexicans want change. This has obviously been a decades-long problem, and so We're going to see what people think about the situation here and also what role the United States could play regarding this topic.
Frontlines asked the protesters why they were marching and what they thought about the United States sending its military to help fight the cartels.
Estamos porque estamos ya cansados, todo el pueblo de México, sin excepción, todo el pueblo de México, de tanta injusticia, de todo lo que el gobierno prometió y nunca cumplió. Fue al contrario, estamos endeudados, la deuda subió al doble, lo que en 100 años se endeudó este país, ellos lo endeudaron en 7 años. No se vale. México no se merece eso. México es mucho, es más que eso. Que se coordinen. No es bueno tampoco una intrusión al país, pero que se coordinen. Y si no se coordinan, si México no quiere una coordinación, entonces sí, sean bienvenidos, sin duda.
Venimos a apoyar voluntariamente.
Yes, Mexico. We need the United States to intervene if Mexico doesn't do anything.
Nosotros no somos pagados, venimos por convicción, no queremos que nuestra raza, nuestra familia caiga día a día, los vemos morir.
That's just insane. I think this is going to be a very big story over the months to come. Just insane what we're seeing there. Absolutely insane what we're seeing there. Let me see what else we got up here really quick. Anything new breaking before we end? This will be the only show today as we are going to be out doing police calls a little later tonight. There's a lot of repeats on stories. Let's do this. Yeah, it seems like we've covered most stuff I wanted to talk about today. So we're going to hop out of here. We're going to go get the rental car, make sure I'm making sure everything's charged right now. We're going to have an exciting night. Make sure you tune in to us. I'm going to guess we'll probably kick it off at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern time, and we'll be in for a long haul tonight. So join us. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to everybody in here. If you gifted a subscription, let's see. I don't think there was any Rumble rants. I know Krista gave a Venmo. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you, and we will see you very soon. If you guys like to help out, our donation links will come up at the end, and we want to say thank you for your support. We'll see you soon.
Well, hop aboard the Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a step